This is Buster, and this is Bianca, and they are Alpine Toggenburgs. Their fence has seen its last day. It's time for us to do something here. This last storm that came through, put the final nail in the coffin on this fence. I put that up there. I came out here after this last storm, and that pole was literally like this, and there's a pipe attached to it. I don't know how it didn't break. Check this out. Somehow this pipe did not break with that pole being bent like it did. So anyway, I just propped it up just to prevent the pipe from breaking, but there's no leaking going on down here. There's no bubbling water anywhere. So somehow I got lucky on that one. But anyway, we've known that this fence has been an issue, and we were going to have to address it here sooner or later. This fence goes a long ways along the driveway, and pretty much every piece of wood on this fence it's just a matter of a hard wind blowing it down pretty much at this point. So when we got the goats originally, we were going to do the dairy goat thing, and we lost the mom, and we ended up bottle feeding these two. Pretty much at the same time we found out that we were pregnant, plus this property came up for sale. So we had like a lot of things going on all at once. So we kind of like put the whole dairy goat thing off to the side, and the whole mama experience was kind of rough. So anyway, these guys pretty much just turned into pets for us. They're kind of like dogs, I guess, to a degree is kind of how I look at them, but they're worker bees for us. So really what we did a lot was we just set up temporary pens and just started rotating them around the property when we were still next door, and they cleaned up a ton of stuff. So when we came up here and we put them in here to begin with, the weeds in here, I mean, you couldn't even see the goats. The weeds up here were like 6 feet tall. It was crazy. So they've made this pen look great, but in the same sentence, they've pretty much just been stuck here since we came up here. You guys were fully employed there for a while and you got laid off, but it's time to put you back on the clock. This video is part of a collaboration. There's a few other channels that are participating, so be sure to check them all out. We've got Sweet Iris Farm, Wholesome Roots, Papa Pepper, VW Family Farm, Home in the Sticks. When weather permits, I'm going to bring them out here and I'm going to let them run loose inside this area that we fenced off. But this brush right here, this really blocks our view to the horse pasture. There's a tree that's down inside this area, and having the goats in here will allow, it'll open up the view so we can see the horses, plus I'll get easy access to that tree in there. Let the goats do the work and make it easy for me. But here's what I've learned about using the hog paneling for these temporary fences. On the uphill side, pretty much all I've done is just on each end of the panel, I've got a post. So everything on the downhill side, I put a post at each end, and then I went back and put one in the middle. Just because they'll go right in the middle and they'll like stand up on it and kind of like push it, just enough to where if it'll budge, they can get enough momentum to push themselves over. So I always get one in the middle on these. Anything facing downhill, that's what they're going to challenge. Well, I lost battery, but I got the fence all put together. It was the fence that came all the way to this gate. Just undid everything, looped it around, and that's their new yard. It's kind of a jimmy rig setup here, but I think this will be effective. This will definitely keep the goats where I need them to be. All right, well, this is one of those projects where at first it's like, oh, it's a bummer that I got to deal with this, but now that it's kind of done, in hindsight, it's a blessing in disguise, because now it just opens up so many other things that I can do. All this wood in here that I need to clean up, and I need to take down the rest of this fence, and we've got some, right over here, we've got a spot in the road where we kind of need to do some piping across the road for some drainage. Anyway, it just opens up a lot more opportunities for us to accomplish other things. Okay, so the goats are going to do a number to this area. I want to watch it, document it, so I think what I'm going to do is come out here every day and take a picture for the next couple of weeks and do a time lapse on it. So check back in with me in a couple weeks, guys. We'll show the improvement on this spot.